सरस्वती नमः। श्री गुरुदेव्यो नमः। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमस्तुते। नारायणी नमस्तुते। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। नमो नमो दुर्गे सुख करनी। नमो नमो अम्बे दुख हरनी। निरंकार है ज्योति तुम्हारी तिहु लोक पहले उजियारा। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। शशिललाट मुख महा विशाला। नेत्र लाल प्रकृति विकराला। रूप मात को अधिक सुहावे। दर्श करत जन अति सुख पावे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। तुम संसार शक्ति लय कीना। पालन हेतु अन्न धन दी। शिव योगी तुमरे गुण गावे। दर्श करत जन अति सुख पावे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। प्रलय काल सब नाशन हारे। तुम गौरी शिव शंकर प्यारे। शिव जोगी तुमरे गुण गावे। ब्रह्मा विष्णु तुम्हें नित्य ध्यावे। जय अम्बे रूप सरस्वती का तुम दारा। जय सुबुद्धि ऋषि मुनि न उबारा। धर्यो रूप नर सिंह को अम्बा। प्रगट भई पार कर कंबा। जय अम्बे रक्षा करी प्रहलाद बचायो। हिरण्याकशु को स्वर्ग पतायो। लक्ष्मी रूप धरो जग माही। श्री नारायण अंग समाये। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। क्षीर सिंधु में करत विलासा। दया सिंधु दीजे दरिद्र निकट नहीं आवे। ध्याये तुम्हें जो नर मन लाए, जन्म मरण का छो छूट ध्याये। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। जोगी सुर मुनि कहत पुकारे, जोगन हो बिन शक्ति तुम्हारे। शंकर आचर की तब कीनो, कामरु क्रोध जीत सब लीनो। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। निशिदिन ध्यान करो शंकर को, काहू काल नहीं सुमिरो तुमको। शक्ति रूप धरो मन पावे, शक्ति गए मन तन पछताए। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। शरणागत हुई कीर्ति बखानी, जय 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 जगदम्ब भवानी। बही प्रसन्न आदि जगदम्बा, दही शक्ति नहीं कीन विलम्बा। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। मूको मात कष्ट अति घेरो, तुम बिन कौन हरे दुख मेरो। आशा तृष्णा निपत सतावे, रिपु मूरत मोहि अति धर पावे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। शत्रुनाश की जय महारानी, सुमिरो एक चित तुम्हें भवानी। करो कृपा है माँ तु दयाला, रिद्धि सिद्धि के करहु निहाला। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। जब लग जियो दया पल पावे, तुमरो यश में सदा सुनावो। दुर्गा चालीसा जो कोई गावे, सब सुख भोग परम पद पावे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मां। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। Thank you, Baiji. That was the Durga Chalisa, the 40 verses dedicated to Ma Durga, in glory of all of the things that she has accomplished. We hear in her katha, in her stories. Please now let us all join together in some prarthana and some prayers before we begin today. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवन कृशानं ज्ञानिनां मृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिदानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि करारविन्दे न पदारविन्दं मुखारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्त्रं वटस्य पत्रस्य पुतेशयानं बालमुकुन्द मनसा स्मरामि श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरन्तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं मनसा स्मरामि श्रीराम जय राम 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 वन्दे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करम्। Prayers to Saraswati Mata. या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाध्यापहा। Prayers to Mahalakshmi Mata. Lakshmi karotu kalyanam आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा मम शत्रु विनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दन दीपो मे हरतो पापं दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते। And prayers to Mahadurga Mata. Om Sarvamangala Mangalye शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ। ॐ नमो दिव्ये महादिव्ये शिवाय सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्य भद्राय नियताः प्रणतस्मतां। रौद्राय नमो नित्याय गौरी धात्रे नमो नमः। ज्योत्स्नाय चिन्दरूपिण्ये सुखाय सततं नमः। कल्याणी प्रणतां हृद्ये सिद्धे कुर्मो नमो नमः। नैऋत्ये भूभृतां लक्ष्मी शर्वाण्ये ते नमो नमः। दुर्गाय दुर्गापाराय साराय सर्वकारिण्ये ख्याते तथैव कृष्णाय धूम्राय सततं नमः। अतिसौम्यातिरौद्राय नतास्तस्यै नमो नमः। नमो जगत्प्रतिष्ठाय दिव्ये कृत्ये नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति षड्विता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चैतन्येत्याभिधीयते। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु निद्रारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शुद्धारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु छायारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कृष्णारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु जातिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्ति देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु वृत्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु स्मृतिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु भ्रान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः
इन्द्रियाणामधिष्ठात्री भूतानां चाकुलेशया भूतेषु सततं तस्यै व्यापी दिव्ये नमो नमः धृतिरूपेण या कृष्णे नेत्रव्याप्य स्थितः जगत् नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै
नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो
ॐ
नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो
ॐ
नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
ॐ नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो
ॐ
नमः
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय My pranam and sitaram to all of you and all of you that have joined us online as well. And can I just say a very, very heartfelt thank you to our chorus group. It's not many of you, but you all sound so great. Vrinda, Bhumika, and Varun, thank you so much for what you do. When I get up here, my job is easy. So I'd like to start off by saying thank you so much. Without your support, I would not sound as decent as I sound. I would sound a lot worse. Thank you so much. You know, in this life that we live, there's different things that we can do to make our life ours. There's different things that we can do to make this life that we live unique to us. And those things that we do, we call them choices. And each choice that we take leads us down a different path where we eventually have another fork in the road and we have to make another choice after that. And I choose this life here. This life where I get to be in Satsangh with all of you supporting me, singing so beautifully, where I get to listen to you. This life where we get to do puja, where we are able to worship Bhagwan to pour our heart into our puja that we do, through our mantras, through our kirtans, in general satsang with good people. And that's not to mistake this life with a life that is easy. Doing this, and there's a few of you that have come out today, despite the ominous weather outside, the looming thunderstorm as our weather places have predicted. Despite all of that, you have come out today. Despite many other things that the 65 of you on Facebook could be doing, you're in satsang even in the comfort of your home. And this life that we have is not an easy one, but yet we choose to be involved in this anyways. And you have to ask yourself the question, why is it that I've chosen this life? Why is it that we choose this difficult life for ourselves? Why is it that we make the choices that we have made in our life previous to where we are right now to have us end up in this position that we are in? And more importantly, what are these different paths that we could have chosen? You know, there's something called retrospective. When you look back into time and you say, you know, this is a saying, in retrospect, I could have done this. It means with the glasses of the past, with the vision of the past, or the spectacle that we can use of the past, if I had been in that situation again, I would have done this. So ask yourselves, what is that path that you have taken? How did you end up in the place that you are in today? And what are these paths that we should take in life? I'm sure all of you listening are on a good path. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be engaged in katha. You wouldn't be engaged in satsang in this Friday night, Durga Ma satsang, Shanti satsang. I say this all the time, everyone listening here is probably a good person. But what are these paths that we can take, these better paths for us? And where will they lead us in life? First, there are many. There are many decisions that we can make. There are many choices that we can make in this life. And I at least consider myself very, very privileged to be part of a Satya Sanatan Dharma, this religion that we have, where we're able to choose. You know, in many religions across the world, there's only one way of worshiping. There's only one way of following that religion's lifestyle. There's only one way of saying that you are part of that religion. You have to do those certain things outlined by their commandments. We have commandments as well. But in Hinduism, we have many different paths that we can take. It's a little bit different than every other religion. It is very unique. And in Hinduism, most of them are correct. I'll say most and not all. Because we hear of stories of, in our dharma, of people losing their way in life. People who were once on a good path, but have now lost their way and have ended up on a not so good path. You can say one such person was Ravana. He was a very scholarly person, but he ended up losing his way, letting ego take over his mind, and ultimately he had to become a demon for Prabhu Shri Ram to fight because of the choices he had made. Alternatively, there are people who were on a bad path and now they are on a good path. Now they have changed what they have done, followed Satya Sanatan Dharma, made a difficult switch, and now they are on a better path in life. So I won't say all paths, but most of the paths that we have outlined in our religion are good paths to follow, good choices to make, good things to do. And in any case, whichever path you choose, whichever one of these paths you choose, the end goal must be the same. The end goal must be to, of course, be closer to God. Because if the path does not lead you to Bhagavan, then the choices you have made are ultimately the wrong ones. The choices you have made are knowingly to another object, to another goal than what you're supposed to be going for. What does Bhagavan Shri Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? And how does he outline these choices that we can make for us? Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहं मम वर्तानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this is something we hear all the time, that there are three main paths that connect to Him. Three main paths that we can use to reach Him. This is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. As I said in the beginning, I'm very happy to be a part of this Satsangh that we have, where we're doing good deeds, Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga, we're here in Satsangh to listen to Katha constantly in this mandir. And Bhakti Yoga, where we offer our love to Bhagavan, to God, through the form of puja, through beautiful decorations, through our carefulness in our puja. And when I say carefulness, I mean the very particular way that we do certain things. Today when we're doing puja, we took note of the fact that we use a small towel to wipe the murti of Bhagavan instead of using the paper towel. And the reason is because we care for ourselves. We don't wipe ourselves after we shower with paper towel. We use a large towel, a cloth towel. And so we took note of the fact that today in our puja, we worship Bhagavan in the same manner, with respect, with comfort, with luxury. And in that way, we're showing Bhagavan our care for him and her. In that way, we're showing God our care and how much we would love to worship him. That is our bhakti. Of course, these three, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, they're nothing new to all of us. And it could be that all of you listening have already practiced these in your life. But to refresh your mind a little bit more, Karma Yoga means, in essence, to do good, to conduct good actions for us for a worthy cause. By definition, karma means action. But if you are performing an action and that action goes towards a bad cause, if that action goes towards someone who is not doing any good, consider the actions of someone helping a leader that's in charge that is hurting others. The person that is helping that leader is performing actions. Whatever they may be doing may not be negative, but their actions are going towards a negative cause. So karma yoga is not just performing actions, it is performing actions with good intent, and it is performing good actions for a cause that is worthy, that is dharmic, something that is going to leave a better place for the earth that we live on once everything is finished. When we are gone, we will leave a lasting impression. That is what karma yoga is. The second, jnana yoga. This is the path of knowledge, the path, more importantly, of gyan, of wisdom. Not only are we reading, not only are we listening to katha, but at the end of the day, this path that we follow is one of wisdom. Meaning, whatever we do, whatever we have learned through our books or through listening to katha, whatever it is, we use that to make ourselves better, to make our lives more enhanced. Because wisdom is the application of knowledge. Wisdom is taking the knowledge that you have learned and using it. Wisdom is learning of something, what to do, what not to do, and making sure that you follow that. So Gyan Yoga is not just learning, but practicing the wisdom, the Gyan. And of course, the end goal of that is to get to Bhagwan, to recognize through our knowledge and wisdom the absolute truth, which is God. And finally, the third is Bhakti Yoga. This is the path of devotion. And as I explained, it is having unconditional love for God. Something that we do constantly in this mandir, in the way that we showcase our pujas and our satsangs. Now, many people will say that all of this is to choose one. All of these paths we have in Hinduism, we must choose one and focus on it. Many people will say that we must choose one of these paths, focus on that path, and try to accomplish the goal of that path. But generally, we're going to do all of these. If you live a good lifestyle, if you live a lifestyle that we are privileged to have in this country, in the United States or Canada, wherever you are, we are very, very privileged to have certain things. Basic necessities, comfort. These are things that we have that we do not need to worry about. And hence, if we do not need to worry about many things, then we have the time that our mind can focus on other things, like the other two paths in life, like the three paths that we can follow. So for many of us, we're very privileged to live this good lifestyle. And Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, do not give these pathways up. He says, no matter the distractions that may come in our way, no matter the people that may convince us otherwise, no matter what happens in our life that tries to push us off of that path, keep going and keep treading along that path. I've told this story before, but I will tell it again. I used to work in this place in college where right beside this place was a prayer room. And I made friends with the people that were going to this prayer room because they were there constantly, and they used to visit my workplace as well. And I became very, very good friends with these people. Many of them were Muslim because our Muslim brothers, they love to use the prayer room and they make use of it quite often. Something that maybe we should all do as well, especially when we can't make it to Mandir. And so this one particular friend that I had, he looks at me one day and he says, you know, Suraj, you're a good person. He said, you're a good person, you're a good friend to have. And he says, you know what? My goal is to convert you to Islam, to make you a great Muslim, because you would be if you converted. So in my head, everyone would be like, okay, that's a little strange. And many people would be offended, many people will say certain things, but what I did was I laughed. And I said, you can try. Because I didn't tell him that I was a pundit. I didn't tell him that I'm very religious. He only saw me working. He didn't know my lifestyle of coming to Mandir. And so I said, you can try your best. What I'm saying is, both pathways are good. We can't say that Islam is bad. We can't say that Hinduism is bad. Every religion is good with its intent. But never let people distract you from the path that you are on, because your faith must be strong. Not only your faith in God, but the faith that you should have on the way, on the path that you are treading, the lifestyle that you are living. Because let me break it down this way. And this is something that I've recognized recently. Our religion is very, very vast. And I can say this humbly that I know nothing about Hinduism. And I can probably say this for each of you as well. There is very, very little that we know. Very little that we know about Hinduism. And that's fine. So whenever someone comes to you and they say that you do not know more about this religion, you should come to this one. Or you don't feel like you're making any headway. You do not feel like you're learning more. You do not feel like you've understood the religion entirely. The motivation then should be to keep on going, not to give up and move to something else. So my motivation in that moment was to say that I have much to learn, but I'm going to keep going. And until I recognize this religion entirely, which is almost impossible, then I will give up. Once I've learned everything about Hinduism, then maybe I can go on to another. But that is next to impossible. So for those that are questioning the path that they are on, recognize that you have to keep going. You have to keep learning. There's almost an infinite amount that you can keep learning about. And those that try to sway you from that path, that should be your motivation to keep going, to keep on the same path. And there's a very important point here, that in Hinduism we say that all the religions are the same. Many of us will say that as we're growing up, we're learning about the commandments. We look and see that Hinduism has commandments. Oh, so all religions are the same. We're growing up, we're seeing Noah's Ark, where he had to build a boat to escape a flood. And we see the story of Matsya, of Lord Vishnu, who had to save this boat from the flood. And we say all religions are the same. When we look at these religions and we say that they're all the same, how can you do so if you do not know everything? So again, the question is, learn something entirely before you can jump and say that. Because none of us actually know what Hinduism fully is about until we have gone through that process. And this is something maybe we should stop saying as well. Because once we say something like that, then people are more inclined to go to something else. People are more inclined to say, if it's the same, then why can't I do this? That's true. So not every religion is the same. They're all good. But stick with what you know and stick with what you have set out to do. And continue learning about Hinduism, because each and every day you learn something more that will lead you on the path towards good, to God. Now, this path that we live on is not easy. It's not going to be easy. People will try to sway you. I consider the thought of Mata Shavari, where people once tried to sway her from her path, but she stuck with what she thought was good. She stuck with what she thought was good despite all odds. And at the end of her life, what happened? She was met with moksha. She met Bhagwan Sri Ram personally. Her life was difficult, her life was hard. She became old, she could not see, she could not hear. But yet, she kept going and treading along her path because she knew that one day she would meet Bhagwan Sri Ram. What I'm saying is, we live in a very rich country, we have a very rich culture, and we have not yet tasted everything that we can. Keep learning, have this gyan, have this bhakti, and of course, keep doing good things. And these three paths will take us to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Bolo Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, Bolo Shri Durga Mata ki Jai. Please everyone, just join me in this beautiful bhajan. He Andan ki Maharani, O Jai Lakshmi Rani. He Andan ki Maharani, O Jai Lakshmi Rani. Tujhe ghar ghar pooje prani, O Jai Lakshmi Rani. He Andan
की महारानी मुझे लक्ष्मी रानी
तुझे घर घर Thank you everyone for joining with us in Satsangh. We have one announcement before we perform Aarti. We will have our annual Walkathon on June 18th at 8 a.m. in the morning. This is something that we normally do every year. I think for COVID we haven't done it for a couple of years now, but we're starting back up again. I can speak from my own experience in saying that with lockdowns and being inside and social distancing, it is very, very difficult to get exercise and just be active in general. And if you're someone like me who's looking to get out and have an excuse to get active, then this may be the event for you. So to book, or to sign up rather, you need to just provide us with some information. Please visit our website. You can go to bhavanishankarmandir.com/walk. That's WALK, walk. And again, this will be taking place June 18th at 8 a.m. Thank you everyone. Let us now please all stand for Aarti. Panaji, Aarti. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantare Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Nashyantu Pradakshina Pade Pade.
Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya Jai Shama Gauri Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya Jai Shama Gauri तुमको निश्चित ध्यावत मैया जी को
गगनशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। Your bow. Om Gururbrahma Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shantihi 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormamritam gamaya. Om Shanti Om Shanti Harihi Om. बोलिए मापति महादेव की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की, श्री दुर्गा माता की, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की। सब कोई जय जय सीताराम। जय माता दी, जय सीताराम everyone. Thank you for joining with us again. Please have a great night.